What's up, YouTube? It has been a while. Today we're going to be talking about Sony's bad decision to get rid of physical media. PlayStation actually, for a while, was putting the whole entire game on a disc without digital downloads, and it was great. And this particular game, Astro Bot, is entirely on this disc. It does not need a download required, and this is a very nice thing. So I own this. And in 10 years from now, assuming my PlayStation works and it doesn't get disabled because it's not on the internet, it will still continue to function. And I can share this with my niece and nephew who have never played this game, and they may enjoy it. And it would be very cool to have them enjoy it for the future. Here's a concept that might be very, very new to people. This is a PlayStation 2 game. I bought this in the year 2006 for $3. This game is entirely on the disc. If the internet goes out and if things stop working, guess what still works? This disc. It still functions. It still plays. Disc, I believe, especially Blu-ray discs, have a lifespan that could potentially outlive someone else. It's, I think, 70 years or something like that. Something crazy. But even this Blu-ray disc will last quite a bit. And this DVD will last as well and just play straight from the disc. Nowadays, we can't do that because disc speed aren't as fast to basically get the game working, so you have to download it to the hard drive. But this game will work regardless of internet. Another example of games that work regardless of internet, believe it or not, are Nintendo games. This is Pokemon Sword, and this will work without an internet connection. And most Nintendo games, especially first party, technically Nintendo is a collaboration with Game Freak, or the Pokemon Company as it's called now, I believe, that produced this one, but this actually will work without the use of a internet connection. It may have features that don't work because the internet isn't around, but again, another game, Ghostbusters, just works. You just put it in and it just functions. Cyberpunk for the Nintendo Switch 2, they talked about how they were proud that they were able to get this on a game chip and figure out ways to basically make it smaller, even though it's a huge game. Developers, you can compress. Things can get compressed, or, which they don't want to do because it costs more money, you could put them on more than one disc and have them install. Okay, so PlayStation decides that they're going to get rid of the physical media. What does that mean? Well, no more used games. No more being able to share your games with your friends, at least not yet. They don't have a solution for it. So the solution to getting new games, which I'm sure we're going to hear more about, is pretty much download the game code from the go online and get your game code, or go to a retail store and type in a code to get the game. You can't transfer that. You can't give that to someone else to download. And coincidentally, which is even better, Sony decided that they're going to also announce, I believe it's next year, that they're getting rid of the PlayStation 3 online store as well as the PS Vita online store. So let's pretend you bought a game from the PlayStation Vita online store and you lost it. And you need to download it again. It was to your account. You don't own that game. That goes away. You're lucky if you downloaded it to your game, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get it, is getting it from your game console. If you happen to buy physical media, you own it. You do not need to go through an online storefront, and it's physically here for most games that don't require the download of the internet, which unfortunately a lot of them require you to connect to Sony servers, Xbox servers, and just download the full game from there. Unfortunately, Kingdom Hearts, for example, is the new one that was just re-released for the umpteenth time, is not physically going to fit on the cartridge for the Switch, nor is it going to physically fit on a PlayStation disc, so you have to go online. Long story short of it is, this is bad. It's bad because it gets rid of any way to resell your games. Like, that's gone. If I want to share my games with my niece and nephew in the future, when these servers go down, how do I do it? How do you do it? Is the only option piracy at this point? Is that the only option? Get a jailbroken PlayStation, download it, and then preserve your games because you do not own these. These are a license to use. Even technically speaking, this PlayStation one. The difference is this may be a license for me to use this game, but I have it. It's going nowhere. It's technically a license, guys. You don't own your games either. It's technically a license to play them. Because if you owned them, you could do a lot to them, and you legally actually don't technically own them. But again, you will still have the ability to play them because you physically have them. Hence the word physical. Okay, here's another example. I have a great Blu-ray 4K. It's very nice. Oh yeah, that's another topic, but it's Terminator 2. Why did I bring up Terminator 2? Well, because Sony decided as well that they are going to get rid of the online services. They probably lost a license or something somewhere, and they cannot have the Terminator 2 movie that you purchased on the PlayStation Store forever there. As I'm getting older, because I'm old now, I don't mind. When I was younger, I obtained things whatever way you do it, but I don't mind physically owning this stuff because of things like this. I don't buy movies and content digitally too much. I prefer to own it, and these are the reasons. And unfortunately, Sony has really, really overstepped in getting rid of physical media. It's just a way that they can basically get a monopoly on everything and be able to sell it to you at whatever price they feel they should sell it to you at. There's no competition, and that's going to be a problem. You mark my words, this is not going to go easily as to what Sony thinks is going to be right. For example, Apple has one app store where you can get your apps in. Well, the European Union didn't like that, and now you, in other places around the country, the United States would have been a nice place to actually allow this. You can download different app stores and be able to get it from there. The issue is that there's no other storefronts with doing this. There's no other way of getting this content. There is absolutely no way. And because it's published for the console, it's almost like a workaround. But I don't know. I don't think this is going to go well. I genuinely don't, because there's no competition. With Steam, which I do like Steam, I will admit that I've bought games from Steam. I don't own them. They could go away at any minute. I buy them for peanuts because they sell them for peanuts. And thankfully, right now, everything's safe. I have never had a game disappear that I bought. And it's been over a decade of games bought. But they could disappear. So I can't advocate for this enough. Guys, please voice your opinions. Please create videos that you talk about this stuff. Please let Sony know. Clearly, they're in the mind of just money. And of course they are, because they're a company. But preservation? This is not good. This is not going to go well for them. In fact, it might actually cause more piracy, which, whatever. Go ahead. Go pirate these games. I can't advocate that, but this is not cool. You're going to lose your content. You're going to not be able to keep these games, and they're not going to be archived correctly because of the fact that you decide to eliminate these servers. It'd be one thing if Sony had a better way of dealing with this. Had a better way of saying, well, PlayStation 3 storefronts closed, but as we migrate these games to a different server, maybe we could have a legacy section. It's just a game download. It would be nice if they figured this out, because it's just a game download. But they don't want to keep the stuff on their servers forever. And the games that you and I grew up with, at least we can keep our games. these kids are not going to be able to keep their games and say, oh, remember that game that I used to play? Well, no, I can't get it. This is not good. But anyways, guys, this has been a long time since I've done a video, but I just wanted to talk about this because it matters to me. Physical media is something that I used to not think twice about until things started getting removed and content. Well, why would I need to have the disc if I can just go to Netflix and watch it anywhere in the world? Nah. It's more important to keep content, and I'm all in favor of that. So, anyways, I hope everyone has a good day. I hope that I brought up some points. I mean, we're all upset about this, but Sony needs to be aware that this is... We see it. We're not stupid. We're just kind of stuck because we like the content they produce. But we got to let them know that this is not acceptable. And if anything, they should have more than one storefront allowed on their devices. If they're going to do that, they should allow Steam on there. Steam should be allowed to publish stuff for other consoles. I think that's a future that we're going to hit. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think that these x86 devices are going to be more PCs than we want, and with memory and everything going up and the prices of everything going up, at least we'll have different storefronts we could choose from, and maybe there'll be a digital way of dealing with this. And preservation should be that's what's really messed up. Anyways, I'm rambling. Have a good rest of your day, everyone, and thank you for watching my video.